Australia. Yeah. Okay.
Hey Jib, thanks
Hi.
for being with us today.
No worries, yeah.
As a start, could you introduce Resonate and how the project is born?
Okay, so Resonate is the world's first community-owned music streaming platform. So what that means is that every artist, record label, and listener is a legal co-owner of the platform. So it was started about 3 years ago by Peter Harris, and it was completely volunteer-led up until March this year, at which point we got our first round of funding through. And now we're currently going through finalizing a new rebrand and completing the development of the system ready for full launch early next year. Yeah.
Can you tell us about the business model?
Yeah. Well, so we've got a new method of streaming called Stream to Own. So what that means is over a period of 9 listens, a listener pays incrementally more until it equates to the amount of a digital download. At that point in time, they can stream it forever, or they can download it. So the idea is for several reasons. It incentivizes a more direct artist-to-fan relationship. It means artists at every stage of their career will always get fairly compensated for their work, and it allows us to incentivize fan engagement. So, for instance, if a fan streams to own like five tracks, for instance, it obviously means that they care about that artist, right? And what that'll allow them to do is unlock new benefits and things like that the artist might choose. So that's the model that we have there. It's all going to be built out on the blockchain, which allows us to build in incentivization for curation within the platform. So while we're building up a big user base of artists, we're also building up strong connections within radio and online and blogs and other forms of curators as well. So right now the business model in a sense is we take a 70% cut, a 30% cut, and the artist takes 70%. But over time, we're looking to give more and more to rights holders till eventually our end goal is to give 100% to rights holders. Yeah.
What about the curation? Or how do you get the artist, or how do you reach the label to invite them to...
That's my job. So it's we're developing we've got really strong connections within, we're servicing the independent music community right now. That's what our focus is. So we develop really strong connections with industry associations and trade organizations, people such as the Association of Independent Music in the UK, A2IM in the US, the Music Managers Forum, people like this. And it allows us to be present at lots of their events and kind of have exposure to their community. And then at the same time, I basically just go to conferences and meet people, or I just reach out to people and develop those relationships like that. So a lot of that's really upon me. Yeah.
And was it successful for you, Wallifornia MusicTech?
Yeah, this has been great. This has been really, really good. I mean, like, the most important thing when you come to events like this is just the conversations you have just with people you meet here and there. I think it's really, really nice that it's involved like closely with a music festival too. I mean, other places like the Great Escape do that as well, but it's a bit disjointed. Or like, for instance, Reaperbound, but it's a bit disjointed because they're in lots of different venues, so you're running about. Whereas here, it's really nice that it's contained. So yeah, I've enjoyed my time here. Yeah.
What are the biggest challenges currently for Resonate?
The biggest challenge for us right now is, I mean, look. I think whatever you do, no matter what you're doing, everything's always a big challenge. I think the biggest challenge for us right now is just convincing people that this is the real deal, and we are like truly in this for the support of musicians. We're not just some tech company, you know. Like, everybody comes from a background of the music industry, you know, they run record labels, or they're managers, or they're actual successful artists themselves anyway. I mean, I think becoming a new music streaming company, the challenges are huge. But like, personally, I have complete belief in Resonate, and we're well set to do very well. Yeah.
Oh, do you think that Resonate can compete against YouTube related to the independent artist? I mean, from the user side.
From the fan side?
Yes.
From the supporter side. What we're doing is we're creating an environment for a much more enriched experience for listeners. I think within the other platforms like YouTube or Spotify or Apple Music, it's very much about the platform itself, and you kind of engage, you listen to the artist, but you don't really have a chance to actually feel like you're becoming part of their story or feel engaged in their story. So that's why within Resonate, we're creating systems where fans can unlock certain opportunities through streaming to own things. I think there's a growing want from listeners to know that when they listen to an artist's music, they're directly supporting that artist. You know, because we all like the music is so important to us as listeners, and to feel like we're getting so much from that musician. We want to feel like we can give so much back as well. So I think that's a really important point too there. I think those are the main points. Yeah.
During a panel with Benji Rogers, he explained that we can expect in the next year that the artist will become gradually the interface of a streaming platform. Oh,
within Resonate. Yeah.
For instance, so how do you translate it in terms of functionalities?
In terms of what, sorry?
Functionalities.
Functionalities of the artist being the
interface. An experience that is more intense, I would say.
Okay, how will I explain that happening? I'm not sure. I'm not sure I quite understand the question. Sorry.
We can pass.
Okay.
How do you evaluate the success of Resonate? It's more according to the label that will believe in the project, or the fan, the users?
It's about everybody. I mean, everybody in the music industry is incredibly important and incredibly interlocked, and we all support each other in different ways. And I think what's really important to understand about Resonate is that we're not trying to disrupt everything. We understand that everybody in the music industry are good at what they do, they care about what they do, and we're just bringing new technology to allow them to do that better, effectively. So in terms of rating how well we're doing, right now what's really important for us is developing those really strong connections with everybody, with the distributors, with the record labels, with the artists themselves, with the curators as well. And I think we're doing that really well right now. And beyond that, it's about creating a self-sustaining ecosystem. You know, our end goal within Resonate is actually to be completely decentralized in about 5 years' time. It could take a bit longer. So that meaning that actually the music industry itself runs Resonate. That's why we're set up as a cooperative. So, the distributors, the artists, the curators, the record labels, the listeners, they all own the ecosystem, and they run the ecosystem naturally. And people such as myself, won't have a job anymore. The CEO won't have a job there anymore. That's what we're hoping to do, and that's the long term. That's what we'd think of successful. Yeah.
To finish, can you tell us about the team at Resonate? How many people are you currently?
Oh, well, it's growing rapidly, all the time, of course. So when I first started, I moved to Berlin in May this year, and there was 8 of us in the office,
Okay.
and there was about 19 worldwide. And I think it's grown to about 25, and there's about 12 in the office now.
Okay.
And it's going to expand pretty rapidly from now on, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
That's it for me.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Cheers.
you too.
Yeah.
High five. Like this. Merci.